Hello there everyone. Today we're going to do a very basic installation of CentOS 7. That's the new version of CentOS. Um, where you're looking at a KVM viewer that by now, if you've seen our videos, this is a good tool to remotely uh, log into any server without actually being in front of it. Now we're we're gonna make this video brief and straight to the point. It's a very basic CentOS 7 install. Um, we'll try to go as slow as we can. Um, but we'll keep it brief and simple. The It's very important to make sure that your DVD drive, if you have that hooked up right now, is set to the first boot priority in your server. That should have already been done. Let's see here. If we're gonna boot into CentOS, or if we're booting into the operating system previously installed. This video is brought to you by Host NIT Inc., powering cpanelhosting.com. Alright, here we go. So now we have the CentOS menu you'd see when you install a video. Excuse me, when you install, when you're first installing CentOS 7. Folks, CentOS 7 is it is similar to 6, but the coding, the kernel, the base. How can I put this in a simple term? The bottom line coding is very different, right? So if you're used to using CentOS 6, any version, just make sure that's stable and you're good. You really don't need to upgrade to 7. But for those who want 7 for some specific features it offers, which I won't go into now, here you go. Here's an install guide. Again, this is brought to you by Host and IT Inc. That's Host Network Information Technology. You can find our products at cpanelhosting.com. Alright. Um, Go ahead and install this. You choose the Install CentOS option. Let's see what happens. Or did I wait too long when I was talking? Think I might have waited a little bit long when I was talking, huh? And looks like it's mounting the CD to get the installation started right now. It's doing media check. This is something we don't really need, so I'm just gonna hit escape on there. We know our CD is good. We've tested it before. We've done installations on it before. So, you know, if you haven't, you should probably let that run. While the server is booting up into CentOS again, this video is brought to you by Host and IT Inc. Stands for Host Network Information Technology. We sell web hosting products at cpanelhosting.com, and we also have various other websites for knowledge database, etc. Um, but that's something I'm not allowed to talk about as of yet. Um, Alright, it looks like it's trying to do the network manager configuration here. Now, if you've done a CentOS 6 install, usually a network manager would try DHCP. They would try the DHCP server and try to get an IP from it. If you are in a production environment, which, you know, this server is in a production environment right now, a real-time environment, we don't have a DHCP server set up, or at least not set up publicly so that anyone can access it, right? You want to assign a static IP address, which your web hosting provider, like us, we would give that to you. You know, we pretty much give you this stuff installed and with the IP on it already, you know, binded and everything. So, you know, you really wouldn't have to do this back end work. This video is more for like colocation providers and those who are just simply curious, you know, what CentOS looks like. CentOS 7, that is, looks like, how it operates, etc. Now, this is a core installation, so when we're done, you're gonna see a command line prompt, right? It's not gonna be any, you know, graphical user interface or anything like that. It's just gonna be a command line prompt, you know, like we're used to with CentOS 6. Alright, here we go. It's asking us to select a language. You would of course select your corresponding one. Here we're selecting English. Now, pretty much, like I said, this is a very basic software. I mean, very basic installation. We're not going to configure the network on here. We're not going to do any specific, you know, like any specific partitioning. We're just gonna let it pretty much install on the hard disk that's on there, and that's a 2 terabyte. It looks like a 2 TB drive. All right. So what is missing? Oh no, disk selected. Looks like I unselected disk. So go ahead and hit done on there after you select your disk. Your current CentOS software requires including da 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 da. What do you want to do? You don't have enough space available to install. Over here you reclaim space, by the way. It erases, you know, your stuff. So it just, whatever was there, it's gonna, you know, pretty much delete it. So what we've done so far is just reclaimed or deleted the existing partition. We're just gonna hit reclaim space, And that is it. We hit begin installation. Alright, before we begin installation, we are going to create a root password that is necessary. We're just gonna put something very simple here. Um, this is not a simple password is not recommended when you're doing a real install, for production environment. So uh, it's telling you right there you provided a weak password. Password contains blah 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 blah. So just hit done. Anyways, if you want to proceed. The user creation, we're not doing that. Let's just hit done there. We're not doing that. We're just installing the core system with a root password. Then you can set things from there. And now it's just going to go through the installation process. As you can see there, it says starting package installation process, and that's just it'll run as fast as the CD will let it. So if we hooked up a USB 1.0 hub, we're gonna get a slow install. 2.0, not so bad. 3.0, that'd be preferred. Again, this video is brought to you by Host and IT Inc. Powering cpanelhosting.com. If you have any hosting needs, such as VPS, dedicated servers, shared hosting, blog hosting, whatever your needs are, we will help. We have the tools and the equipment and the hardware and the staff to help you. We are actually fully staffed 24/7. Also, you could like us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/hostnit. That'll bring you to our Facebook page. You can, like and follow us on there for exclusive discounts, coupons, etc. We do have Twitter as well. Our Twitter account right now, it's being developed, so to speak. Alright, as what you're looking at right now, you're just seeing it go through the installation process, it's just installing the packages for the basic install that we have set up. I'm just gonna let this run. The video will continue to play until this is complete, and we'll log in, and you'll just see. Remember, we're doing a basic install, so you're gonna see command line interface, nothing fancy, but you'll see, it would be installed, so to speak. While the installation is finishing up, I just want to let you know again, the video is brought to you by Host and IT Inc. Stands for Host network information technology. We're currently powering several websites, one of them being cpanelhosting.com. That's where you can, see all of our web hosting related products, etc. As we progress in our videos, we will, advertise more about our other sites. For now, it's just cpanelhosting.com. We also own the domain name dualrack.com because Host on IT Inc. bought that company out. So if you want, you can access us through that if you'd like. It'll just forward to the website. The reason I mentioned dual rack is because we're gonna add some videos on here, some cPanel help videos, and you'll see this video is brought to you by dual rack. At a time we did use dualrack.com as our selling domain. Being meaning the domain we used to sell products from, but we changed that to cpanelhosting.com. So now to make things simple, when we create something, we just tag Host on IT Inc. You know. All right, looks like it's pretty much done. It's doing its last things here, performing its post installation setup task. Once that is finished, the server, it's gonna ask us to reboot the server, and once we reboot the server, we'll be back in and ready to go. Looks like it is installed and ready to use. So let's go ahead and reboot our system. And you want to make sure DVD is actually out of the DVD drive, because you don't want it to boot into CentOS again. I mean, the installation again. got the server booting up. We'll be able to test our installation very soon. Remember, it's very standard. It's a very standard installation. By standard, I mean it's just CentOS core. So you'll see a command line. The server is trying to search for a DHCP agent. Should have been disabled in the BIOS, but yeah. This should fail, and we should be able to boot into it. Here we go. CentOS core or CentOS core rescue. We want to boot into CentOS 7 core. And this is just your command line. Straight out of the box, ready to use. Okay. So your default username, as you know, is root, unless of course you created something different, but root's always active. And here you put your password, which should be secure and not something simple. And that's it. You're in your server. And that completes our installation guide for CentOS 7. Folks, if you have any videos you'd like to see, any type of tutorials you'd like us to do, you can just go ahead and contact us simply by replying on the video, or that's the easiest way, just reply on YouTube, or you could send a ticket in. Again, the video is brought to you by Host on IT Inc. powering cpanelhosting.com. Thank you for watching.